Hey there, I'm Christopher Sandoval. I'm a developer relations advocate here at FlowFuse. If you've been involved in the world of AI to any extent, you've probably heard the term LLM about 1,000,000 times by this point. But what is an LLM? How does it work, and why should you care? Large language models, or LLMs, are the most common form of generative AI today. At a high level, a large language model is a system that's trained on enormous amounts of text, and it uses that training to learn patterns within language. It learns how words, phrases, ideas, and structures relate to one another and how often they appear in the context of others. So when you give it a prompt, it uses all the structures and patterns that it's internalized to predict what would come next in a string of information. Now that prediction piece is actually extremely important. Generally speaking, a large language model isn't searching its brain. The LLM doesn't know something, it doesn't believe something. Instead, what it's doing is taking the input that you gave it, breaking it down into processable units, analyzing relationships and patterns, and then generating the most likely continuation one step at a time. And that's why LLMs can do things like answer questions or write essays. They are very sophisticated prediction engines that give you very human-like interactions. Okay, so that's the language model part of this, but why do we call them large language models? Well, the large refers to both the scale of the model as well as the data set that it's been trained upon. These systems often have millions or even billions of parameters, and these values are adjusted during training to help the model represent patterns in hundreds of thousands, millions, billions, sometimes even trillions of pages of language. A larger scale within the model often means more capability, although scale alone isn't everything. The training data, the model architecture, the fine-tuning, and the surrounding architecture around it, those all matter too. But in general, an LLM is called a large language model because it's been trained at size and complexity that is far beyond traditional language systems. One of the reasons that LLMs can feel so powerful is that language itself touches almost everything. For example, it's strange to think about an LLM generating code. But code is just a way of representing machine language. And in the same way that LLMs are really good at English language or Japanese language or German language, it's also very good at code language. Now, sometimes it's going to make mistakes. That's sort of inherent with the systems that we have right now for artificial intelligence. But the facsimiles that LLMs produce are often pretty good starting artifacts for whatever you're trying to use them for. If you feed in a bunch of data to schedule, what you'll get out isn't going to be perfect, and you certainly shouldn't trust it 100% for production. But what you get out of the system is often 90 or 95% of the way to an actual good solution. Now that makes LLMs really flexible, but it also exposes one of the critical facts about current LLM systems. They are limited. They don't inherently know truth from falsehood. They don't reason like a human. They're constrained by their context window, their training, and their system design. And when you look at models as they scale up, it seems that there is a hard limit, at least in our current technology, to how intelligent and accurate these systems can actually be. So while they remain remarkably useful, they're best understood as probabilistic systems. For that reason, I've often said this about industrial AI. I don't mind the AI telling me that a system needs maintenance, but I do want to look over its shoulder as it does the maintenance itself. Now, every model is going to be a little bit different, and that's why we believe that you shouldn't be limited. On FlowFuse, you have the ability to choose your model that you interact with, whether it's local, done through the FlowFuse expert, or done through external API integrations. You can decide which model and exactly how it's integrated in your system every single time. You can choose your specific model as well as your specific integration in every single data pipeline. You get full control, and because of that, you get the power that you need exactly where you need it. We hope you liked this video. If you did, please consider giving it a like, comment, or subscribe. And if you'd like to learn more about AI topics just like this one, then check the link in the description below to register your interest for the upcoming FlowFuse Academy. And if this piqued your interest in FlowFuse, head on over to flowfuse.com to start your free 14-day trial. This has been Christopher Sandoval. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.